What is up, guys? This is CubowaK here, back again with another Pixelmon Worlds special to fill in for the gap between seasons. So, before we get into this, I do have a little bit of an update to do with Pixelmon Worlds, and I figure anybody watching this is definitely interested in Pixelmon Worlds, so this is a good place to state it. But Season 2, I don't want to say it's starting next week, but it might be starting the week after that. It might start next week, like there is a slight chance, but I am not 100% certain. But I want to say 2 weeks, Pixelmon World Season 2 should be beginning, and that's actually, I'm really hyped for that because I've been just doing a lot of building. And if I get enough comments on this video, maybe I'll post a sneak peek of what to expect in Season 2 in the next Pixelmon World special, because I'm sure I'll have at least one more before Season 2 starts. And yeah, so yeah, if you guys want to see a sneak peek, I know one person already has, but if this video gets enough comments saying that they want the sneak peek, I will show the sneak peek. But, yeah, today's topic for Pixelmon World Special is the origin of Home Island. So this island that I'm on right now is Forsaken Island. This isn't Home Island, but that right there is Home Island. This island, of course, is its own world. Since you know there's many worlds, this island, this area is its own world in itself. And Home Island, the reason it's named Home Island, it's not just because it's generic. I'm not just trying to make up a name because, oh, it's my home, it's the main character's home, so it's Home Island. No, that's not what it is. It's not that simple. There's actually a background to the name Home Island, and that's pretty much what this video is going to cover. So, long ago, you may remember from the last Pixelmon World special that there were many worlds that got split up and divided into 3 main worlds. But out of these 3 main worlds, there were a lot of people that didn't make it to any of those 3, and they were wandering through the darkness in the void, pretty much between worlds, searching for their home, searching for a world where they belonged, where they could even just be granted access, because they were lost and scared, because it was pretty much just like being in a coma and trying to fight your way out, trying to wake up from your coma. And eventually, one of these people wandering through the darkness ended up on the shores of this island. Before there was any buildings on it, there was a lot of trees, and that was about it. There are no trees now because resources, but when this island was first discovered, there was nothing on it whatsoever. Just like any civilization when it's first, or any location of civilization was one time not civilized. There was once nothing built on top of it. No place was created into existence with structures already existing. So the first village leader, I really forgot the first village leader's name. I greatly apologize. We'll go over here and look at his grave, because he is not super important to the main storyline of the series, but he is, of course, part of the lore. So the first village leader, CubowaK, was the first to ever find this world. And when he found it, he thought of it as his home. It was a place that he was accepted into, so this became his home, obviously. And then others started showing up on the shore, but he was first, and he had already established a house. He was already surviving for himself. So once he was here and he started building it, that's why he dubbed this island Home Island, because this was his home. This was where he felt he belonged, because he was the only one put here. So he believed that this was his home, and his home alone, and the home for the others who were lost in the darkness. So in a nutshell, while the other worlds were home to many people from many different worlds, and if you ended up in any of those 3 worlds, you were nothing special. You were just another citizen in that world, another whatever you want to say, resident of that world. And when he ended up on this world, and very few others ended up on this world, he thought of it as what would you say? He thought of it as a honor, as you were gifted, you were worthy. So he dubbed this island Home Island, for the home of the lost who had no other place to go because no other place was deserving. That was his thought process of it all. It wasn't just, oh, yeah, we're here, we didn't go somewhere else, so we're just gonna call this our home, like it's nothing special. He believed that this island and this world was truly special for the Wanderers, as they were called back then. Of course, with all the other history from that moment, it was lost with time, and nobody really knows why it wasn't documented, or if it was, and even the documents were lost. But just like all the history of the world splitting and the world finding, that was lost in time. However, the people who live here now, nobody has a clue about the origins, per se, or the correct origins, I should say, of this island, except Tamuchi, the 5th village leader, because it is passed down through the generations of village leaders, because none of the village leaders were related except Tamuchi and Zachariah. But these other ones, they were just people who the village leaders before felt they could trust. Homaka, he was the first village leader, the founder of this island. He didn't really found the island, I guess, but he founded the village upon the island. And then he entrusted the island to Stakaku, who was another he reflected Homaka's opinions and ideals a lot. They were like brothers, they were best friends, so that is why Stakaku took over from Homaka. And then, of course, the same thing with Zachariah. Zachariah and Stakaku weren't exactly as close as Homaka and Stakaku, but Zachariah was a very strong-willed person, and he was fit to run the village and the island, so he was the next in line. And then Zachariah, when he was nearing death from illness, he had to choose somebody, and the only person available at the time who would have made a good village leader was Joshi. And Joshi wasn't exactly ready to be village leader. It was kind of forced upon him. And then, of course, eventually he died too, due to an accident. But it wasn't illness or any of that. It was just he died one day, and the villagers voted Tamuchi to be the next village leader, considering she was the daughter of a previous village leader, and she reflected her father's ideals and personality a lot, so they felt she was suitable, and they did not regret her decision. But the reason, even now, after 5 generations of village leaders, that the village is still so small in comparison to other worlds, is because, as I said, only special people who were wandering through the darkness ever ended up here. And every now and then, somebody would still show up. It was a while, it was a few years before they stopped showing up, and they haven't showed up in a while. But of course, all the people who did show up from the darkness have passed now, and their children are the people who still inhabit the island, not aware of how they got here. But there's nobody here, so I can't really give examples. But of course, Athie and Jones are the oldest members of this island, and their parents were wanderers who ended up here, and they don't know how their parents got here anymore. That was lost. It was all forgotten, and still unknown reason why this was all forgotten. But in the end, everybody who showed up was a family. It was a family more than a community. As where other worlds are so large and populated, it's just they're all citizens in the same world. It's just like any average city in real life. But this village, everybody was close. Everybody was close. Nobody felt left out. Nobody felt like an outsider. They were all part of the same family, is what they felt. And this island was their home, and even though the history and the origin was lost in time from the actual villagers' memories and the archives, they all still knew that Home Island was their home, and the meaning behind the name was because this was their home, and this was something more than any other community. Even though nobody on this island except Tamuchi knew that other worlds existed until very recently, of course. And yeah, so that about wraps it up for the history of Home Island. If you guys have any questions, if I made anything too confusing, or if I left anything out, make sure to leave it in the comments and I will address it. And once again, Pixelmon Worlds Season 2 should be returning in a week or two. Expect 2 weeks from now, but a week is very possible, maybe starting next Thursday. I don't know. I still got a little bit of building to do and whatnot. I just have to do, it's kind of like finishing touches at this point. Like, it feels like something's missing, so I'm just kind of trying to fill up those gaps. But I am super hyped for Season 2, and I hope you guys are too. And if you didn't see Episode 7, excuse me for spoilers, but you probably should have gone back and watched that before watching this, because it did spoil a bit. Oh my god, look at that Gyarados. But, once again, I'm asking for a little bit of feedback on these. If you guys are enjoying these special episodes, the lore and whatnot, then make sure to leave in the comments that you are liking these videos, because I do not want to make these as frequently as I plan to if not everybody is enjoying them. But if everybody does enjoy these videos as much as I enjoy making them, then I will continue to make these pretty frequently, even mid-season episodes, to buy myself some time and to fill in some more. It's just a lot of stuff. But Season 2 is almost ready and whatnot. And yeah, there is going to be an update video soon as well, because I do have a lot of things I have to address with you guys. So I'm just going to throw that in right now. If you guys, besides, I'm going to remind you of this. If you want to see a sneak peek of Season 2, then make sure to leave a comment that you want that. And if you do, then I will definitely make sure to throw that into the end of one of these special videos, a little sneak peek. But for now, I'm not going to mess with that. Hey, what are you doing in here? What are you doing? Oh, you're a boss. Never mind. But yeah, if you guys are not interested in anything else besides the lore and stuff, you could end the video now and go do something else. But I am going to do a little bit of a mini update explaining the next update. But there are a few things I have to explain, so I'm going to be making an update later this week, because there will not be any other videos except Pixelmon World special videos, because we didn't get a chance to record the triple soul link at all before this week. So I'm a schedule OCD maniac, and I do not like throwing things off whack. So we're just gonna wait a week before we get back on track, and then we'll be all good in the hood. But what I have to address in the update is I do want to start another roleplay series alongside this one, and I think I have something planned out that will be happening, and it will be pretty cool. But I do want to start a second roleplay series. I don't know how you guys would feel about that. It probably wouldn't be as in-depth and intense and story heavy as Pixelmon Worlds is. Because I'm honestly super proud of what Pixelmon Worlds is turning into. I'm like super satisfied with this series. It's the most supported series I've ever done. I've never had as much support on a series as I have on this one. And yeah, but I am going to record an update video, and hopefully you guys understand and all that. But I might just keep that in mind for those of you who are watching the roleplay series. There might be another roleplay coming soon alongside Pixelmon Worlds, and I don't know how that's going to be scheduled. That's the only issue. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like to show your support. And as always, my name is CubowaK. I am signing out, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace!